The UN Security Council has threatened sanctions if they don't agree on a security accord soon. The two sides have almost gone to war over oil and border issues. When South Sudan became independent last year, it got 75% of the country's oil resources. But most of the processing and exporting facilities are in the north. Several areas on the unmarked border are claimed by both countries, and the dispute has led to confrontations. And there is the matter of citizenship. After the separation, about 500,000 Southerners stayed in Sudan, and 80,000 from the north are still living in the south. Linda Bishai is a senior program officer in the Academy for International Conflict Management and Peace Building. She's also a specialist on Sudan. She says a lack of trust between the two sides makes an agreement unlikely.
Probably the biggest issue with the difference between Sudan and South Sudan is that they are both states are currently in very precarious positions internally, as well as vis-a-vis each other. So while the Security Council may be correct in thinking that it is to the benefit for both states to reach an agreement, particularly to get the oil started, I think that what is really going on here in this particular conflict over the border is something much, much bigger, which is to say that Sudan itself is in the midst of a fairly significant social and political transformative period. And South Sudan is also in a very tenuous position as a new state developing its institutions. That means that it's very difficult for these two leaders to reach an agreement. I think it's more likely that a signature might be possible than it is that the agreement made under these conditions would be implemented. I think, unfortunately, for both countries, the problem is a much longer process, a much harder process of reconciliation and transformation, so that the relationship between both of them is one of trust and understanding. And that just doesn't happen quickly. And as much as the Security Council is correct in wanting to solve the problem, it doesn't happen under threat of sanctions.
After the break, we'll take you to the United Nations.